This is Helen Keat, the Keat team at Keller Williams Realty Landmark here in Queens, New York City. And as part of our Keat team talks, we'd like to introduce you to some of the trusted professionals, tops in their field, who we've worked with over the years. And today I'm glad to have Steve Lichtenstein with us from Forest Hills Financial Group, Wealth Management Advisor. And hi, Steve, welcome.
Hey, Helen, how's it going today?
Good, good. Thanks for coming. Why don't you just kind of give us I know you've been in this industry for about 3 decades. Give me an idea of how you chose the financial services industry and a little about your practice.
Great, thanks, Helen. Well, we've known each other for 20 years, but I entered the business, the profession about 30 years ago. Really, it happened by accident. It wasn't design. I was originally in a family business with my father for 7 years. And then in 1991, joined the Forest Hills Financial Group, which is the only company I've ever been with. Many people in my industry jump from company to company, but I've came and I never left. So I've left no orphan clients in my wake. I found the right place. The mission the mission statement is terrific. We believe in helping people to worry in order. We take things off of their plate. So the first thing we start with is a protection first mentality. We believe in protection first, fully, forever. We started off mostly as insurance brokers back in the 90s. The company's been around since 1980. And as time has gone by and my clients have gotten older, my practice has morphed into one whereby we still do the insurance and we're experts in that area. My team now includes experts in the area of wealth management advisory and portfolio review services, as well as pension and profit planning and business succession planning, helping people that are in largely family businesses, small to medium size, figure out what the rate of return on the business is, and more importantly, how are they going to get out of that business someday? So over the years, we started off as a life insurance company, but have really become a full service financial company encompassing everything from helping people with, planning for retirement and a smooth glide path to planning for the unexpected.
I love that idea of financial organization. Most of us need that. What would a client, how would that initial process look as they came to you, an onboarding kind of process for the company there?
Right. Helen, thank you for that question. That's a great question, a great place to start. We start off with, we have a proprietary system. It's called the Living Balance Sheet. Living Balance Sheet, of which I was an early adopter back in 2005. It's in its 15th year, and we're now rolling out our second generation of LBS Vision. The Living Balance Sheet encompasses the 4 domains of financial planning. So, of course, we start with protection, but then we move on to debt management and efficiency, and also cash flow management, which helps our clients to be better savers and investors. So those are the domains that we help people with: protection, debt management, cash flow, and savings and investment.
So I know many of your clients, as a wealth manager, already have money, businesses, that sort of thing, but there's a huge population that has good incomes, jobs, but haven't really saved enough. I mean, working with you, how would they benefit there?
Yeah, so Helen, you're describing a situation that's all too common for many people. Many of us, and a lot of us, are 2 family incomes now, I think out of necessity, but also desire. And we work with a lot of professionals. What happens is they basically don't have time to sit down and create a financial plan. So they're making a lot of money, they're going to work, they're commuting, they're also taking care of children, in many cases taking care of elderly parents, which adds another dimension, especially during a pandemic. I've seen it myself personally. And what happens is people don't have time. So what they need to do is they need to work with somebody, find somebody that's a financial coach. I like to say a confidence coach that will sit down with them and help them figure out how to manage their cash flow. Right now, the most important financial statement is one of cash flow. Many people feel like they're on a treadmill. They're working, they're making money, they're paying taxes, but they're not really keeping track of their savings. So we've integrated a new process that connects very nicely with the Living Balance Sheet, and that's called Flow, F-L-O. And what Flow helps people do is to get a handle on their expenses, their taxes. What's coming out, what's coming in. So we'll start with modeling their cash flow expenses. And then ultimately what we do is we install something between their paycheck and their savings account. We call it a wealth accumulation account. We set it up so everything is on autopilot. We then identify potential sources of financial engines, things that could produce income for them. It could be things like a tax-free municipal bond. It could be redirecting the dividends from their life insurance policy. It could be either building for them or engineering a way for their structured portfolio to spin off the dividends to go into a reservoir. Each client picks a reservoir amount that they want to shoot for. It could be 5, 10, 15, 25,000 or more. And once the reservoir fills up from the production of these financial engines, we then take that money and deploy it into additional investments, savings, and things that we like to call tier one capital. These are all things that give people more confidence. Once you get a handle on your cash flow and you feel confident that your lifestyle is being taken care of, then you're able to thrust more money into your savings and investment through your retirement plans and other investments that you have either with us or with other, brokers and investment companies elsewhere.
I love that confidence, Coach. You have always had great tools and products to talk about, and this is so important today because most people just are disorganized and don't have that flow. Let me ask you, because many of our clients have small and medium-sized businesses. So certainly with the uncertainty today, how do you work with them advising on certain strategies, techniques to guide them in this environment?
Yeah, excellent question and good time to talk about that. Again, we're affiliated with, Forest Hills is affiliated with the Guardian Life Insurance Company of America. It's one of our main carriers. We also have relationships with 20 other large insurance companies, both mutual and stock companies. I think what sets us apart is that nobody spends more time thinking about distribution planning, how the money comes out. Everybody else is focused on rate of return. And if you picture a mountain, climbing Mount Everest, going up the mountain is the accumulation. And things that are important during accumulation are different during distribution. So with the business owners, we want them to focus with the end in mind. One of these days, you're going to leave your business and you can leave it at a profit, or you can end up walking away from a business and not getting anything out of it. People that didn't have a plan right now during the pandemic are suffering, and we're helping a lot of clients. When you're coming down the mountain, things that helped you going up the mountain are different. So volatility in the market during accumulation is a good thing. It could be your friend, but volatility as you're descending the mountain is your foe. It's not your friend. Also, people don't know how long they're going to live. So what we need to do is we need to monetize and capitalize their life work and turn it into income guaranteed for life. How do we monetize that? And how do we create an exit strategy? So to answer your specific question about the businesses, we've got great support things behind us. Based on our affiliation with the Guardian, we have a business resource center where I have access to attorneys and experts in tax, legal, and business matters, and specializing in business valuation. So one thing that we offer all of our clients or soon-to-be clients is something called Biz Equity, whereby we'll provide for them a valuation of their business, providing they give us, very detailed information, but we'll give them a complimentary business valuation, which is a great starting point. You can't sell your business until you know what it's worth and what your, valuations are. And again, during the pandemic, a lot of valuations have come down, but a lot of the multiples are the same. We have access to vast resources. And in addition to that, we deal with people like yourself that have been, pillars of different industries in property and casualty, in real estate, law and accounting, mortgages and refinance. So that's part of our networking model. And we're very balanced that way. Oftentimes, our business has been so good, we'll ask our clients for referrals to their accountants and attorneys. But if they don't have one, we're certainly in a position to refer substantial business to accountants, attorneys, and other professionals.
Wow. Well, it just seems you have the answer for all the different problems. This certainly isn't an environment to go it alone. So kind of in closing, where do you see any trends surprising us? We've had plenty of surprises, but maybe along the tax line in preparation, how people can think going forward.
So taxes, although they're very important, there are many other factors that we have to look at going forward. We're living in very volatile times. However, every day when you turn on the TV, you're going to hear of the disaster du jour. It's always been like that, right? And every time we always say, this time it's not, it's different. It's not like before. But guess what?
It
It's
is.
always the same. And we know that if there's a downturn in the market like we just experienced, most of the time, if we just sit tight, tweak things here and there, we're going to be okay. But there are a lot of issues such as tax rates and provisions in the tax law. There's been several major changes. We've had the Secure Retirement Act of just 2 years ago. We have the CARES Act of this year. These things are going to impact us greatly. Many cities have had huge exoduses. The tax bases are shrinking. It's going to put more pressures on people and local businesses. And that's what I'm spending my time with, is working with local businesses, what you call the mom and the pops.
Yeah.
I like those. I like those. They're challenging, they're rewarding. And what we're doing is we're asking them questions. We're saying, hey, do you think tax rates are going to go up? They say yes. What do you think that means to you? How's that going to impact you? If tax rates go up, does that mean that benefits may go down? What are you doing about that? Who's advising you about that? And the patterns are such that, the baby boomers were the greatest generation in the sense of consumers. The World War I generation was called the greatest generation, but really right now, the largest generation has become the millennials. So our practice is suited to continuing to work with people that are close to retirement, the boomers, those that have retired and have accumulated great wealth in our country, World War I and World War II generation. But we have a lot of focus now on the millennials. So a lot of our systems right now, everything is electronic. Our onboarding is electronic. Currently, we have programs in place where we don't even have to give medical exams or collect lab work. There's other alternatives to obtaining the information. Our company was built for a pandemic, both at the corporate level and the agency level. As times continue to change, we're going to be there for our clients. We're going to be there to work with the other advisors, because we expect that when you retire, be it 62, 65, or even some people are working now till 70 or beyond, we believe that you're going to spend 3 to 4 decades in retirement, possibly more years in retirement than you ever spent working. That's a lot of time. And people don't understand that you need a lot of money to do that. And that's where the confidence coach comes in. Like in the movie The Right Stuff, when they needed to get our boys home from the dark side of the moon, and NASA said we got a problem, but they also said, you know what? Failure of the mission, failure of the plan is not an option. At Forest Hills Financial Group, we believe failure of your retirement glide path is not an option. So all of our plans make an assumption that our clients will live to age 100. And in order to make it to age 100, there's a lot of things you got to do. It starts with social integration. It starts with maintaining your health, going to doctors, knowing what your health is, but also being organized and being confident and not stressing out and worrying about your finances. So that's really what somebody can expect in a first appointment with me and my team. I think what we talk about is very interesting. It's relevant. And if people follow our process and work with us and share information, I think they can have great confidence that they can live to 100 or beyond.
That is amazing. That's terrific, Steve. That whole idea, it's a comprehensive approach, and that confidence coach is like huge. You can't go it alone today. So we're going to have Steve's information and all full contact information attached to this. And we thank you for your time, Steve, really. And again, this is Helen Keith, the Key Team at Keller Williams Realty Landmark. Thank you.
Great being here with you today, Helen. Thank you.